Hi, Tim from Baggster. In this video, we're going to show you the final tank installation. That includes installing the gauges into the dash and installing the dash onto the tank and then installing the entire tank back onto the bike. All right, included in this kit is your tank skins that you've already put on, your dash, your speedometer. Now there's two different sizes of speedometers used on the Dyna. This is the larger one. This isn't actually an aftermarket one, but there's a smaller one which is not compatible with our dash. So you'll need to make sure you have the larger Speedo. You got your mount bracket for your Speedo, you got your ignition, and you got your dash lights, neutral, oil temp, all that stuff. Got your factory or aftermarket gas caps, and just a little bit of mounting hardware. It's included. Also is the dash trim. Now this dash trim goes along the edge of the dash here, but you're not going to want to put that on until after it's painted. But in the meantime, you need to remember that that dash trim is going to be there because it's going to affect probably about 1/8 of an inch of spacing here on this mounting. All right, the first thing I like to do with installation on this is get these brackets positioned correctly. They usually have to be bent or tweaked a little bit. So get your dash, and you should have made sure that this line contours your tank the entire length. And now you can look in here and see where your holes line up. These are the mounting holes. And look at the relationship from the mounting bolt locations, the mounting holes on the dash, and then figure out if you have to bend them down or up or out, and do that accordingly. Now the first thing I like to install in the dash is the Speedo. It's easier to just start at the top and move your way down. So make sure you got your rubber seal on your speedometer. Go ahead and stick it in the hole. I have a mark here showing me exactly where 6 o'clock is so I can see what's going on from the back side. And then you just simply clip in your mounting tab. Now you saw how tight that goes on. There are mounting screw locations on this bracket, but because this fits so nice and snug, you don't really need to. This thing's not going anywhere, it's solid. Next, we're gonna go to the indicator lights. This also is pretty simple. Make sure up is up and down is down. Stick these little tabs into the slots. Push it fully in. Now you just clip it back onto the light assembly. Finally is the ignition switch. Just goes in like so. It has 4 little mounting locations on the back. Just set it in place, mark your holes, and then go ahead and drill some pilot holes for your screws. Careful not to go through the other side, but if you do go through, you'll have a little hole you'll have to just Bondo or pack with primer. All right, it's as simple as that. All the gauges are installed now, the lights, everything's fitting good. Go ahead and install this on the tank. This is just a dry fit because you're gonna have to have the dash off when you mount it on the bike. Go ahead and take the supplied hardware that we provide you in the kit. Now some things you'll notice is this. You'll wonder, why is that sticking up so much? Well, our seat pan is actually designed to come over this 1/2 inch or so. And it's designed to push it down so that you get, with the seat pan in place, you get a nice consistent reveal across the whole surface of the tank. So you have just the caps remaining. The top of this lip here I recessed with a die grinder. What that allows me to do is to flush mount the cap somewhat down into the tank skin, which will allow it to seal the gas in better, and it just gives a cleaner, lower profile look to it. Now, I should mention before you go grinding in there, make sure you stick a piece of duct tape or something down over the gas hole so you don't get plastic in your tank. So after you just grind out these openings to the right dimensions, just stick your fuel gauge and gas cap back in place to make sure everything fits. And that's it for your tank instrumentation installation. All right, so we got the tank back in here next to the bike. First thing we need to do is connect the wiring harness to the dash. Let's go ahead and pull the dash off. Okay. Take your wiring harness, connect all your connections there, and then put the odometer button through the pre-drilled hole. So this is the odometer button so that you can, or your trip button, so that you can reset your trip meter. I'll make sure your main connection is out of your dash. Okay, looks good. We'll go ahead and mount it back up. All right, now you got your dash assembled. Let's go ahead and mount it up. All right, now the tank's in place. Things to look for are where the tank skin meets the side cover. If you have a side cover, you may not. If you have to clearance the side cover out a little bit for the tank, or you can even sand the bottom of the tank cover a little bit. This one looks really close. I think I will sand off maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Once you address that issue, fitment and everything looks good. Go ahead and plug your wiring harness back in. If you have power, now you can check to make sure all your gauges and your wiring is working. That completes our tank installation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too difficult. Yeah, thanks for choosing Baggster.